Yesterday we had started our discussion on the topic of vagina. What is the Greek word for it? Greek word that is used for it?
Ma'am,
Colpus.
Colpus.
Colpus. है ना? The word used is colpus, and the structure also we had discussed that it's a fibromuscular canal, right?
Canal.
Fibromuscular canal that is extending from the vulva to the
Uterus.
uterus. है ना? Vulva to the uterus. That is what we had seen yesterday. We had discussed some of the dimensions also, that the anterior wall is 8 centimeter long and the posterior wall is 10 centimeter long. Okay. Then diameter, when we talk about the diameter, the upper end is wide 5 centimeter. This part is 5 centimeter wide, and lower end is 2.5 centimeter. Then the lumen shape we had discussed, that the lumen of vagina is circular at the upper end, right? It is circular at the upper end, and as we see the middle part and all, it is X shaped in the rest of the length. And the reason also we saw that it's because of the anterior and posterior walls are normally in opposition. Then relations we had seen. Relations क्या क्या हैं? What is the anterior to the vaginal area?
Anterior to urinary bladder.
Urinary bladder.
Urinary bladder. And posteriorly,
Rectum.
Rectum.
right. So we have seen this also, that anterior is urinary bladder, posterior is rectum, and it passes between the two levator ani muscles. You know, on both the sides the levator ani muscles is there. उसको cross करते हुए, I think a previous diagram, if you will see, you will be able to see also if we compare it. है ना? ये देखो, ये जो आपके लेवेटर एनी के सेट है, मसल्स हैं, उसको ये जो पोर्शन आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पे, राइट, उसको ट्रांसवर्स कर रहा है ना. इट इज क्रॉसिंग, इट इज पासिंग बिटवीन द टू लेवेटर एनी मसल्स, and the sphincter urethra muscle and pubovaginous muscle, the vaginalis muscle, is the ones which support the vagina. Okay. Okay. Besides that, we had discussed about hymen. We had discussed about what can happen if it is an imperforate hymen. And today's class, we have to start with the various fornices of vagina. Okay. Now, the cervix part, we know, as you see here, it is protruding in the upper part of the vagina, right? And this results in formation of a circular groove at the upper part of vagina, or which is called, what is the other name for it? Cervix का एक vaginal part है और एक supravaginal part है. So because of which what is formed here? It's called a vault of vagina. Okay, it's called vault of vagina. This is divided into 4 parts. 4 parts. Let us see what are the parts. एक anterior fornix है. The second one is posterior fornix. and then two lateral fornix. Anterior fornix is shallow, posterior fornix is deepest, and then two lateral fornix. We'll see in the next diagram. Here you can see anterior fornix labeled here and posterior fornix that is labeled here. Okay. Another one diagram where you have already seen it also, where we have discussed about the positions. If you see here also, see this posterior wall we have seen, it is longer, na? It is almost 10 centimeter and this is 8 centimeter. तो यहाँ पे anterior fornix है और यहाँ पर posterior fornix. Diagram also you have seen the anterior fornix and the posterior fornix. Besides that, so that is 1 and 2, and the third क्या है?
Two lateral fornix.
तो इधर है ना, इधर और इधर वो आएगा lateral, this side. यहाँ जो fornix बनेगा, what that will be called here?
Anterior.
Very good. And behind
Anterior
is
fornix.
this is anterior,
Posterior.
posterior,
At posterior
Posterior
fornix.
fornix.
इस vault के वहां पर बन रहा है. Good. So you have understood about fornices. Fornices vagina का वो part है जो बिल्कुल जहाँ पर यूट्रस जो सर्विक्स जो है उसके अंदर प्रोट्रूड हो रहा है ना. यहाँ पर भी आप इस डायग्राम में देख सकते हो, सर्विक्स वजाइना के अंदर प्रोट्रूड हो रहा है और इसके वजह से यहाँ पे कैसा फॉर्मेशन हो जाता है, मानो एक वॉल्ट हो, ठीक है, एक बक्सा जैसा, बिल्कुल है ना, एक सर्कुलर ग्रूव बन जाता है, सर्कुलर ग्रूव. ओके, एंड दैट हैज बीन डिवाइडेड इनटू एंटीरियर फॉर्निक्स, पोस्टीरियर फॉर्निक्स एंड lateral fornices, two lateral fornices. So total it becomes 4. Okay. Now, what is the blood supply of vagina? The blood supply is from the uterine artery, vaginal artery and middle rectal artery. Okay. Now when we are talking about the blood supply, one we have already known, uterine artery, then there is a vaginal artery and middle rectal artery, and veins drain into internal iliac veins and internal pudendal veins. Okay, so this is mainly the blood supply also and the drainage also. Now what about lymphatic drainage? When we talk about lymphatic drainage, on each side the lymphatics drain into upper 1/3 external iliac, middle 1/3 that is internal iliac, right, and below the hymen that is superficial inguinal. Students, you can open that particular diagram. Yesterday we had discussed about lymphatic drainage of uterus, right? Yesterday we had discussed about lymphatic drainage of uterus. उसे डायग्राम में आप अगर देखो, वहाँ पे आपको ये जो एरियाज हैं वो दिखाई देंगे. जो अपर 1/3 है वो एक्सटर्नल इलियक ग्रुप में ड्रेन करेगा, मिडल 1/3 इंटरनल इलियक में ड्रेन करेगा, और जो बिलो द हाइमेन whatever is there that will drain into superficial inguinal group. So that is about the blood supply and lymphatic drainage. Okay, and next is the nerve supply. When we talk about the nerve supply, the vagina, as we have seen in the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system, that it has a supply to these reproductive organs. So it is understood vagina is supplied by sympathetic and parasympathetic from the pelvic plexus. Okay. Now the lower part is supplied by the pudendal nerve. The lower part of the vagina is supplied by the pudendal nerve, and the lower one third of vagina is supplied by the inferior rectal branch of pudendal nerve. So we are talking about this area, this full area. The supply is by pudendal nerve. It is very sensitive to pain. Then upper, when you talk about the upper two-third, these are supplied by autonomic plexus and it is not sensitive to pain. Okay, so these areas are not sensitive to pain, whereas this part is very sensitive to pain. यहाँ पे pudendal nerve है, right? And also you have inferior rectal branches of the pudendal nerve, and upper two-third you have the autonomic plexus. Okay. So this is about the nerve supply of the vagina. So now once we have understood the structure of it, we have understood again to review that it is a muscular rigid sheath that connects vulva to the uterus. Then we have also understood the dimensions of it, right? After we have understood the dimensions, the next thing is we understood how relations are there. In front is the urinary bladder, and we also saw that the fornices of vagina we have seen in today's class, the various blood supply and all, everything we have seen. Now when it comes to applied anatomy, what are the things to know? Whenever a vaginal examination is done, okay, when there is a infection or symptoms of infection, a gynecologist goes ahead with a vaginal examination. The various things that are checked is anteriorly they look for urethra, urinary bladder and pubic symphysis. Posteriorly is rectum, pouch of Douglas. Laterally ovary, fallopian tube, lateral pelvic wall, ligaments and ureter, and superiorly is cervix. So when a vaginal examination is done, actually from these areas, okay, this vaginal opening from here, the gynecologist examines by use of the fingers and tries to palpate the various organs. Okay, she tries to palpate all the various organs, various parts that are there. So these are the parts that they look for. Then when we have seen this, now let us discuss about the functions of the female reproductive tract. Some of the things we have discussed also. The first is the external genitalia. Students, have you got this in your textbook? Functions of female reproductive tract?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a box highlighted with a red this thing. Functions of female reproductive tract अगर है, पहला external genitalia. When we talk about the external structures, they actually provide protection to the vaginal canal, है ना? They protect the vaginal canal from invasion by infections and from foreign bodies, right? So we have seen the labia majora and all is actually closing the vestibular region, ना vaginal canal को एक तरह से क्लोज करते हैं एक्सटर्नल स्ट्रक्चर्स. तो ये किसी भी तरह के इंफेक्शन फॉरेन बॉडीज को एंड ऑल दे डोंट अलाउ इट टू बी attacking. Okay, the next is the secretions of the bulbourethrin and paraurethral glands are helping to lubricate the vulval region. That is another this thing help. Then erectile tissue of clitoris and labia minora that helps in sexual arousal. Okay, next the functions about vagina. Let us see what are the functions. It forms an important passage from uterus to exterior. We have already discussed. It helps in birth of baby. That is one function. The second is it helps in the flow of menstrual blood, right? It helps in the flow of menstrual blood to exterior. The third is it acts as a receptacle. A receptacle means it's like where it can receive. So what is it? The vagina acts as a receptacle for the male copulatory organ, that is penis, for deposition of sperm. And that is about vagina. Then about uterus, let us see. After puberty, uterus undergoes cyclical changes, which is called menstrual cycle, and these changes are actually helping the uterus to prepare itself. That means in case there is a fertilized ovum, the ovum will be received, and the lining will nourish the embryo and maintain pregnancy till the baby is born, है ना. और फिर नेक्स्ट हमने यूट्राइन ट्यूब्स के बारे में भी सीखा, फेलोपियन ट्यूब्स के बारे में सीखा. तो these are actually what they are actually acting as a site for receiving ovum from ovary. कल हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था ना, फिम्ब्रे लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं, दे कीप ऑन मूविंग एंड द मोमेंट देयर इज अ ovum that is released, it is taken and it is moved further into the ampulla, right? And we also learned that it is at the ampulla that the ovum meets the sperm and then fertilization occurs, right? And the secretions of the fallopian tube also helps in nutrition of the fertilized ovum, right? तो वो एक चीज हमने देखा. And it helps its propulsion. So right from here it will first sustain it by nutrition and then it will push it to the uterus. Okay, so this is one thing that we have seen. So we have finished these topics related to the vagina also. Now, next that we are going to learn is about ovaries. For next 15 minutes more we will learn about this. Okay, about ovaries are female gonads. Now in this here, ovaries here and ovaries here, right? These are the female gonads and they are two situated on each side of the uterus in a fossa which is called the ovarian fossa. Okay. Now ovarian fossa, in your textbook diagram you can see, ये आप इस स्ट्रक्चर को अगर ठीक से समझो, यहाँ पे ये पेल्विक एरिया है, राइट? पेल्विक के यहाँ पे this is the place where the ovarian fossa is there and the ovary is present actually somewhere like this, है ना? The same thing would be seen on the other side also, right? इसका ही symmetrical दूसरे side में भी होगा. And what is significant here we are seeing, this is the place when we talk about ovarian fossa. Okay, coming back to this. The ovaries are situated on the lateral wall of the pelvis that we have seen, right? ये बिल्कुल pelvis का lateral wall है, right? And this is the place where the ovaries are located. So about ovaries, what are the things we have understood? First, we have understood that these are the female gonads. Female gonads means these are the ones that would further produce the egg. Okay, तो female gonads हैं. Then ये कितने हैं? They are 2 on both the sides, right? They are there on both the sides, and then then other thing we saw that ovarian fossa is the place where these ovaries are present. The ovaries are situated on the lateral wall of the pelvis. So boundaries of the ovarian fossa, let us see the various boundaries of the ovarian fossa. Behind, when we talk about the ovarian fossa, what is there behind?
Ureter.
Right. I'll keep the diagram also open here and we will see each one by one. है ना? हाँ. अगर अब ये ओवेरियन फोसा है, राइट? इसके पीछे आप ये देख पा रहे हो, यहाँ पे ये जो दिख रहा है, ये जो जा रहा है, ये है यूरेटर. ठीक है. सो व्हेन वी से बाउंड्रीज ऑफ ओवेरियन फोसा, ये फोसा किन चीजों से बना हुआ है? व्हाट इज देयर बिहाइंड इज यूरेटर. ठीक है. एंड the next thing that we see in front, what you can see, the obliterated umbilical artery. Look out for it. Obliterated umbilical artery, ये रहा है ना? Obliterated umbilical and superior vesical artery जो बताया, तो ये रहा. So this is in front. And when we talk about what forms the floor of it, it is obturator internal muscles, obturator nerves and vessels. ठीक है. तो अब ये जो फ्लोर की बात कर रहे हैं इसके, तो ये देखो यहाँ पर ये जो आप सारे मसल्स देख रहे हो, this is the obturator internal muscle, and you can see the nerve also. This is obturator nerve that is there, and the other thing that you can see, obturator artery, which is also here mentioned as the obturator vessels. ठीक है. तो ये है और ये जो आप देख रहे हो नीचे की तरफ, ये इसका मसल्स है जो इसके फ्लोर फॉर्म कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. सो अगेन लेट अस रिपीट. व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द बाउंड्रीज ऑफ द ओवेरियन फोसा, ओवेरियन फोसा वर्ड का मतलब क्या है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दैट हैज टू बी क्लियर. अ शैलो डिप्रेशन. ठीक है. पेल्विक बोन के यहाँ पे एक शैलो डिप्रेशन है, which you all have learned when you have studied bone, that there is a shallow depression here, and that is called the ovarian fossa, and this is where the ovaries are located, right? On both the sides it is located in the ovarian fossa behind the broad ligament. But now when we're talking about this, exactly where it is we are trying to understand कि इस fossa के आगे, यहाँ पहले behind we'll see, behind you can see, this is what you see is the ureter, right? And then when you see what is in front क्या है? Obliterated umbilical artery. ठीक है? So this is the thing that is there in front. इसके आगे अब पीछे क्या है यहाँ पर? Obturator नीचे की तरफ obturator nerve and vessels and also obturator internus muscles. तो ये सब मिलकर एक छोटा सा हॉलो एरिया को डिमार्केट करता है, मींस उसकी बाउंड्रीज हैं. ठीक है, दिस एरिया के बाउंड्रीज हैं. नाउ द शेप एंड साइज ऑफ ovary is ovoid या egg shape हम बोलते हैं ना. It is ovoid in shape and length is 3 centimeter long, wide, how wide? 1.5 centimeter wide, and thickness is 1 centimeter. So that is the next thing that to describe about ovary. आपने बोला ये फीमेल गोनाड्स हैं, ये दोनों तरफ प्रेजेंट है, ये जो पेल्विक्स है, पेल्विस के ओवेरियन फोसा में प्रेजेंट है. फिर हमने कहा कि ये दोनों लैटरल वैल ऑफ पेल्विस में प्रेजेंट होते हैं. फिर फोसा के बारे में हमने डिस्कस किया, फोसा के बाउंड्रीज के बारे में डिस्कस किया. Shape and size we have seen, it is ovoid, 3 centimeter long, 1.5 centimeter wide and 1 centimeter thickness. Okay. Now let us go further. The surface and color. Let us understand the surface. In young adults, the ovary is pink in color and its surface is smooth and its long axis is nearly vertical. Okay. Whereas when older women, due to repeated ovulation, this surface we are talking about students, ये जो surface की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, ये जो surface है, ये एक young woman, young adult में it is smooth, pink in color, right? Whereas in an older woman, it is irregular and पकड़ क्यों? देखो आप यहाँ पे अगर देख रहे हो ऐसा uneven सा है ना, it is not very smooth round एक structure. So this is puckered and the color becomes grayish. Okay, the color also becomes grayish. The long axis of the ovary becomes almost horizontal. The long axis of the ovary becomes horizontal. So where initially it is in a vertical this thing, then gradually it has become horizontal. Okay. Attachments क्या क्या है? Each ovary is attached to the upper part of the uterus by the ovarian ligaments and to the back of the broad ligament by a broad band of tissue, mesovarium. हमने जब वहाँ पे broad ligament की बात की थी, we have already seen mesovarium is the one that is present there and ovarian ligaments भी हमने देखे हैं. Blood vessel and nerve pass to the ovary through the mesovarium. So we'll quickly go back to see how it looked like. Right. This was the diagram जहाँ पर हम बात कर रहे थे कि this is reflected backwards and यहाँ कि इसके अंदर जो आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हो इसके अंदर ovary secured है. This is the area we call it as the What is it called? मेसोवेरियम है ना. और ये
Mesothelium.
हाँ, ये ओवरी का ये पार्ट, this is called the uterovarian ligament, right? So each ovary is attached to the upper part of the uterus by the ovarian ligament and to the back of the broad ligament by a broad band of tissue, mesovarium. And we have also understood broad ligament के यहाँ पर ही सबसे ज़्यादा blood vessels and nerve passes through the ovary through the mesovarium. Okay. Next, when we talk about the blood supply, it is ovarian artery, which is a branch of the abdominal aorta. So what is the blood supply? Blood supply is by ovarian artery. Okay. So blood supply is by ovarian artery. Veins called pampiniform plexus emerge from the ovary and they join to form the ovarian vein. So even if you remember it as veins, it is from the ovarian vein. And if you want to remember the extra part, you should remember that it forms a pampiniform, which is called a pampiniform plexus. The right ovarian vein drains into inferior vena cava and left vein drains into left renal vein. So this difference, don't just try to by heart it that way. Understand the thing that the right ovarian vein drains into the inferior vena cava and the left one is draining into the left renal one. Somebody is unmuted. Please mute it because it will create disturbance in the class. Check your own mic, please. Somebody has got unmuted accidentally or something. Okay. So that is about your blood supply of ovary, students. Then nerve supply हम जानते हैं sympathetic nerves हैं और parasympathetic from the vagus. Sympathetic fibers from T10, T11 spinal segments से भी हैं. Then parasympathetic is from vagus. Okay. Lymphatic drainage into lateral aortic nodes lying near the origin of ovarian arteries. So ovarian arteries के जो पास में ही ये क्या है, large aortic nodes हैं, तो उसी के अंदर को आपकी जो lymphatic drainage होता है. Okay, that is the place where the lymphatic drainage occurs. So our discussion will stop here. Next class will continue with the histology, little structure we'll try to understand, and the functions of ovary and physiology of female reproductive system. Okay. So presently the major portions we have completed related to the internal parts of the female reproductive system. Okay, students. So I am switching off the thing now. 1 minute.